My player of the game is Ryan Williamson, and this was a bit of a tough decision for me. I think someone else took Alozi before I did, but I probably would have taken Williamson anyway. UB did not start this game well. I think Vic was 5 for 5 on third downs, or they converted a couple third downs, and Vic was 5 for 5 on their opening drive. They marched right down the field. UB had their customary opening drive 3-and-out, and and that play by Williamson really shifted it. And beyond that, Williamson could have had three interceptions. Alozi could have had 3. Williamson could have had 3 in this game as well. Williamson didn't play his man there. He kept his eyes on the ball, and that ball was rattling around like a pinball. And that interception return was not an easy return. It wasn't Alozi jumping a hitch route and having open grass. He had to get through some bodies there, and that really swung the game. And I thought he was an impact player for the rest of the game too.
Drew, Drew's up next. Drew.
I actually picked Apizzi Alozi simply because someone had to. So looking at his performance and just kind of analyzing the player that he's become over the course of the year, I kind of expected him to take on an Adam Redden-esque role under Lou Tepper's scheme, converting from safety to a linebacker, kind of that edge pass rusher. But I think that he's excelled more in coverage this year, just being able to drop back in coverage more and then used as a threat to rush the passer has worked out really well for him. And the one thing that kind of impressed me the most was that one-handed snag that was low and behind him, just showing off his hands and great ability there.
All right, Conrad.
I'm going to pick Jordan Johnson. Once again, I think the biggest problem we have, the two biggest problems we have on offense is our red zone execution, our short yards execution, and our explosive plays. Johnson kind of set the tone early, took a toss, made a great cut because every block was made but one. One guy missed his block, and it stopped. Normally, if he just went straight, it would have stopped it for probably a 3-yard loss. He made a great cut and then put his head down and went straight for the end zone, and no one can stop him when he does that. And then he capped it off at the end with his second touchdown, the big run that kind of sealed the game. It was only 2 minutes left, but I was still nervous until that run went across the plane. And that's the explosiveness we need. If we could have had that at the end of the game in 2 of the games that we played this year, Bowling Green, Nevada, we would have 2 more wins.
All right, Dave, you have an entire team ahead of you, and only 3 guys have been picked for player of the game. So who do you have?
You think I'm going to take Boise Ross? Is that who you thought I was going to take, right?
No.
Oh, I was going to take it because I thought he had a great game, but I actually want to talk. I think it's going to be Weiser. I just think he has been Joe's go-to guy. I think what's ended up happening is you're seeing that they're having to put safety coverage over a tight end, and when you have to do that, it opens up so much. And he's been great when we need when we need a really 4, 5, 6 yard first down. I think Weiser's been amazing. He's gotten the awards. He's been the recognition that he deserves. But I just love watching the field and watching how defenses have to try to scheme for him. Last year was Willoughby. This year it's Weiser.
So I get McGill then, who I think made Licata look a lot better than he played. I don't think Joe played a bad game, but a couple of McGill's catches were just phenomenal catches. Not anything that's probably top 10 worthy, but very sound catches of balls that probably could have easily been dropped and no one would have. And you would have said, oh, it was thrown behind him or it was thrown way ahead of him. McGill averaged more than 10 yards of reception, I think about 10.16. Long reception, 24. And I think that 24 was a critical third down, if I'm not mistaken. And he should have had that touchdown if Licata took a little something off that ball. So that's my player of the game. And with that, we can put Ohio to rest, and we can talk about Miami.